You've committed to starting your dietitian private practice, but you're not sure what to do first or if what you're doing is right. You need a business plan, and in today's video, I got you. The first step to creating your business plan for your dietitian private practice includes identifying your ideal client. Think about, who do you want to serve? Think who wants help, and who's going to pay for your help. These are all important questions as you're thinking about the type of person that you want to serve, so you can create a strategy that aligns with helping that person. You want to document this fictitious character. Write it down. Think about their demographics, psychographics, and their hopes and dreams. Demographics meaning around their age or their age range, where they live, marital status, and then psychographics can include what are their struggles, what are the words that they're using when they're in pain, thinking about the conversations that they're having around topics such as food and nutrition. And hopes and dreams would be, what is the goal that they want to achieve once they've overcome the struggles that they feel around food and nutrition? So let me give you some context, because that might feel a little bit theoretical, and that's understandable. So think about this ideal client, right? This fictitious person. Think about them as somebody who has diabetes, and this person has type 2 diabetes, and they don't know what to eat, and they want to lower their A1C. And so their hopes and dreams in the future would be that they go to the doctor, their blood sugars are within normal limits, and they feel like they are eating accordingly, and they have knowledge about what to eat, and they're following what they need to do so that they feel well and that their lab values are within control. So that is a very brief example of how you can take a nutrition scenario and apply the ideal client framework to that person so that you can start thinking about how you want to market to this person in your content strategy. Content strategy meaning email marketing, social media, online presence including your website, webinars you might do, conversations you have with people, in-person networking when you're asking for people to send you this type of person, and even any other forms of marketing. When you have an idea of who the person is that you want to help and the type of people you want to help, marketing becomes a lot easier because you can really focus on specific and targeted marketing, especially in the space of nutrition. Now, if you are the type of person, if you're the type of dietitian that likes to follow a checklist as you're making progress, like thinking about your ideal client, what to do next, and how to write this business plan, I've got a free guide that I've linked below. I want you to grab it, and it is a roadmap for you to start and launch your dietitian private practice. So you can print it or save it on your computer, and as you're making progress, you can tick off one step at a time so that you are feeling confident and you're feeling knowledgeable about what to do. So in defining your ideal client, it might feel a little weird. You're like, I don't know who to pick, or maybe you're super general and you say something like weight loss, and that's not really clear in terms of who needs to lose weight, how much weight, and who's the type of person you're targeting. Because if you're targeting, let's say, a 65-year-old man for weight loss versus a 30-year-old woman who's post-bariatric, those are two very different people. That would mean your message has to be very specific depending on which person you're marketing to. So I want you to think about how you can learn what people's wants and needs are by doing some research. You're going to flex your analytical skills. As dietitians, we have them naturally. We've gone to school after all. We've taken courses on research, and we know how to do this. We're now applying what we've learned in school, although a little indirectly when it comes to market research. So what I want you to do is have a list of, let's say, the top 3 to 5 types of people you might be interested in working with. Now, these people need to also have a problem that they're willing to solve, they're willing to pay for. So people might have a problem that you align with, but if it's not profitable, and if it's not something that they're willing to seek help for, then it's probably not the best person that you should have as your ideal client. So big problems, and you know what the big problems are because you can look at the research. That would be diabetes, chronic disease, anything that's weight loss or even weight neutrality, HAES, health at every size. Those are really important topics that people are seeking solutions for. What you need to do is define those topics and then get specific within those topics to know how to position yourself when you're thinking about your ideal client. What I want you to do is narrow the top 3 topics that resonate with you, and it's okay if they are not related at all. It might be pediatrics, right? So feeding, growth for children. It might be prenatal, and it might be sports performance. And if you narrow down those 3 topics that I just made up, the next step would be to spend some time going and exploring those types of people and what are the conversations they're having around the problems that they struggle with. If we're going to take, for example, prenatal, what are the problems that they have? What are these women looking for? Are they looking to manage their nausea? Are they looking to have a feel-good pregnancy? Are they looking to know what to eat for safety during their first and second trimester? Well, as you're exploring what interests you have aligned with what people want, you can start documenting and analyzing what conversations people are having. You can do that through observing these groups of people, and there's a lot of information for free on the internet, on social media, through searches, through using search tools like Answer the Public, which is free, at least for 1 use a day. And you can also have conversations. So let's say you've narrowed down the top 3 people to pregnancy, sports performance, and weight neutrality. Then what I want you to do next is observe the data on these 3 groups of people. And then after you've done that, I want you to find actual people that somewhat fit within those demographics and have a conversation with them and ask them what their struggles are. And if you don't know where those people are hanging out, you can use your friends and family and use the internet to try to find those people, because believe me, they're out there and they want to find solutions to their nutrition problems. You just have to figure out how to package and present yourself as a solution that they would pay for. After you've narrowed down who your ideal client is, you've documented that person, and you've thought about who that might be because you've conducted market research, both through observation and actual conversations with people, which you should be doing every week to get clear, the next step might include developing a pricing strategy. Now, this is really important so you know how to package your products and services in your dietitian private practice. So you have to determine what your product and service is and how you will deliver your product or service. You want to create a pricing strategy that is competitive but also sustainable. And this is where a lot of dietitians get tripped up with imposter syndrome, and you feel really uncomfortable about selling. And if someone says no one time to your price, then you get intimidated. And that's all understandable if you're not familiar with how sales works, but I want you to remember and keep in mind that not every person is going to say yes to your price. It's normal for people to say no, and what you're looking for is an understanding of how many people will, from a ratio of yes to no, agree to your price versus how many people won't, and then know that data, document it, and use it in your business for the next time. I want to say that the pricing is where a lot of you fail. It's not sustainable to charge $80 or $100 for a one-off or an initial session long term. I mean, do the math. You'll always be chasing new clients if you're offering an $80 or $100 price point for an initial or a follow-up, especially if you're cash pay. Insurance is another ballgame because you get to work with your insurance panels, and that's definitely not my expertise, but I can bring someone on as a guest if you would like me to talk about insurance. So comment below if you'd like me to talk about insurance. I'm going to stick with what I do know, and that's cash pay. So if we're talking a cash pay business and you're looking for sustainable, competitive price points, offering something for hundreds of dollars, or let's say under $100 for a one-off session, is not something that you can manage long-term in your practice. That's why I suggest a pricing progression framework that I have in my programming. And with the price progression framework, you can start with a reasonable price and then you can ramp up with more time. So the more clients you get, you can start to increase your price point to something that's a little bit more market industry standard. Now, some of you are not comfortable ever charging thousands and thousands of dollars, which is based on your value system, but you might want to at least get to the $1,000 mark. And if that's the case and you want to start low, that's where a price progression framework comes in hand. Meaning that maybe you do charge a lower rate for the first 3 to 5 clients, but then once you hit that 8th client or that 12th client, that's when you're going to start to increase your prices incrementally as you start to ramp up. It's very industry standard to charge a little below market industry before you are launched and before your business is, let's say, 1 or 2 years old, because you're still getting things figured out when you're getting started in your dietitian private practice, especially if you're cash pay. Now, I have a free checklist below that I've linked so you can grab it in the description box, and you can go step by step and cross off what you need to do at each step of starting and launching your dietitian private practice, so you can start to see where does pricing fit into your overall strategy and what do you want to choose for your offers, and the deliverables that your offers will include to align with your lifestyle and what your clients want and need. Another aspect that you want to keep in mind is a system for managing your financials. So that could mean that you're using a spreadsheet or you're using a bank account dedicated for your business finances, whatever you do, you're going to want to have some simple system for tracking how much money is coming in for your business versus for personal. And that'll definitely come in hand later because you're going to have to know that for taxes. A dietitian private practice business plan would be incomplete without talking about your marketing and operational plan. You're going to want to develop a comprehensive marketing strategy. So you want to define where is it that you're going to go, or what is it that you're going to do to let people know you exist. Because any business has to have a brand where customers can recognize you and know you before they want to make a purchase with you. So that might mean that you're building your online presence, like an email list, or you've got a social media feed that you're growing, or a web page, a website, a landing page, an electronic medical record system. You might have a presence online, or you might decide that you want to double down on speaking and teaching and workshops and in-person ways for you to build your business and build your presence as a dietitian. Or you might do a combination of the two. Whatever you choose, you want to have a written plan and then work that plan for some level of time. I suggest creating a 6-month plan and choosing 2 ways you want to market. 1 online, 1 offline, or 2 online. And when I say 1 offline and 1 online, I mean either 1 social media platform, or another option could be building your email list, or another option could be leveraging referrals and networking, etc. So you can choose how you want to develop your marketing plan, but you will need a marketing plan if you want to fill your dietitian private practice. Creating an operational plan will outline your system. In order to do that, you're going to need to know what software are you using, how are you using that software, and you want to make sure you understand the ins and outs of whatever platform you're using. So if you choose to use an electronic medical record system, you want to make sure you're clear with how that system works and all of the features. And so you might want to sit down for 90 minutes and spend some time familiarizing yourself with that platform. If you're not using an EMR and you choose that you want to use something like Teachable or a platform where you're hosting a course, same thing. You're going to want to spend some time getting a little more familiar with how that software works so that you're comfortable with accepting payments and with getting a website or at least a sales page ready and available so that people know that they can purchase from your webpage on the internet. So what's really important and what a lot of dietitians struggle with is getting familiar with the back end of technology. And that's the same for your email list or for social media. So if you don't know how to use social and you say, I want to use Instagram to grow my practice and to make sales, great. Well, you're going to have to learn how to make a post, how to write a caption, how to create a story, how to engage with other people, how to go live, right? How to schedule a post on Instagram if that's what you choose to do, to use some automation tactics. So start thinking about what tools are you going to use in your business, and then when are you going to get comfortable with those tools so that you're really familiar with how your systems work. And remember, you can build them with time. Now I have a free guide that I've linked below that walks you through what to do when as you're starting and launching your dietitian private practice. So make sure to grab that free guide so you can work alongside me as I release these videos every week and tick off step by step as you're making progress to work through your business plan and start and launch your dietitian private practice online. If you like this video, I want you to watch this next video about growing your email list as a dietitian in private practice.